Bum 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 ba bum ba. Off constantly.
Good evening and welcome to Off Constantly, your weekly ADD theater and pop culture extravaganza. I am your host, Bamba. With me, as always, is the marvelous Samurai
Hello.
and the devilishly handsome Backwater Jay.
Devilish indeed.
How is everybody this week?
Chill.
You know, I'll bet you can tell by my headband what week it is.
Ooh, karate week?
Close, but not even.
Let's keep guessing at this for a while.
John McEnroe's birthday week.
Tennis week?
Close, no.
Mushroom-shaped head week.
It's not dead sexy week either. It is St. Patrick's Day, hence the green headband.
Oh, I'm wearing some green.
Now,
too.
green?
I might look Mexican, but today we are all Irish.
Indeed.
So we're going to try and do the whole
true.
episode with the Irish accent.
And
Oh.
I've officially given up before starting.
And I just broke that news now. So.
It's going to be
Oh,
great.
see, and I lost already. Okay, well,
I'm
that was a
going to
good
try.
idea at the time. So tonight we're going to talk about 3 subjects. And we're going to take about 5 minutes each on each subject. So first subject is emails from our viewers. We
Is that right?
are... Oh, I'm sorry. Before we get started, we do have a disclosure that I've been told we need to go over. So can we get that disclosure or that warning, please?
Warning, if you are listening to the audio version of Off Constantly, do not operate a motor vehicle. The rapid changes of topic combined with the lights of oncoming traffic has been known to cause seizures.
Channel 14 cares. That was that. I mean,
It can be scary operating those vehicles.
Those vehicles are scary,
Yeah.
especially listening to this crap. So,
Yeah, it's your ears might bleed too.
and speaking of bleeding, our first subject tonight is oil reserves and frac mining.
Lots of blood.
So we were discussing this.
No blood for oil.
The subject before. Come back to that. Hold
All
on to
right, I'll
that.
come
Hold on
back
to
to
that, because that is the greatest film ever made. If you have the attention span of someone who has a much larger attention span than me. So, the only movie I've ever been to, I was banging my head against the wall, and my brother started laughing because he knew why I was doing it.
And then there's us who are sitting here who have no idea what movie you're talking about.
He's the one that said it.
I said no blood for oil, but because I know him so well, he's referring to There Will Be Blood.
Oh,
Which is about oil. So
see, I'm glad you know that. So
I read between those lines.
Sam's like, where the heck is he? He took a left turn, and I have no idea where he's going. So, oil reserves and frac mining. Now, Sam here could go on for literally hours.
Minutes.
I got trapped out in the hall in a conversation with her, and it was frack mine this, frack mine that,
You know, and you know,
shale
finally,
this, explosions that,
finally Jay was like,
solution
frack you, I need to
this.
get in there. So,
Cut me out of this.
so Sam, your thoughts on frac mining?
It can be dangerous. There will be blood for oil.
That's all you got is it could be dangerous. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, they worry.
You know, I think the Environmental Protection Agency has not actually officially ruled as to whether or not it is a risk to the
environment.
environment. So
much like this headband.
that's actually a risk to your circulation and
Yeah,
your
that's actually
scalp.
showing up your
Is it?
your top dimple very nicely.
Oh, that is like
That
it's,
is cute.
It's the dimple accentuator.
That's why I got
You should
dropped
put a-
in my head as a baby, which explains a lot. So,
Put a jewel there.
all right, we're gonna pull that down just a little bit.
I like the idea that you got dropped on the edge of a frying pan because somebody got confused and tried to crack your head open like an egg. It's kind of horrifying.
An ostrich
Sorry,
egg.
that's a bad image.
Yeah, that's a really bad image because my babysitter when I was 3 did. Are we just avoiding the subject of frac mining? Is that it? I'll tell you what I know about frac mining. It's this. I watch Dallas every week, and Christopher was having a hard time getting the natural gas reserves in Mexico. So he came up with a frac mining scheme where
Schematic.
at first he was pumping sand in, but you know what that did?
No.
It caused earthquakes and tsunamis in Japan. So he took liquid carbon dioxide, Which really, wouldn't that work the same as sand?
I mean, to me, that works for just about anything.
Because it's my understanding, all the
Getting those hard to reach
all the-
places on my back when I'm
Yeah.
trying to scratch them.
Exactly, and if it was liquid carbon dioxide, there would be none of that.
I use it to pay at vending machines too.
Well, the theory is it would be it would be a liquid, and then when it got into the bottom of this pool, it would turn to a gas and displace. Okay, I actually have no idea what I was talking about.
No,
the
it's
episode
legit science there.
It's Dallas's pilot episode. For anyone watching that is still awake and interested in finding out a little bit more about how natural gas reserves can actually, it was methane gas.
So you're watching
Dallas.
which the pilot was on like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, and
wasn't
I
it?
still remember it.
Netflix?
So
Because it took them like 5 episodes to actually get it right.
I see.
And
See,
you kept watching with 5 episodes.
first, well, JR was on it.
Oh,
Now,
J.K.
Larry,
Rest in peace.
rest in peace, brother. You try and keep up. Come on.
Yeah, it's
so far behind.
It's like your exercise. Just keep running. So, all right. Since frac mining was a bomb,
Boom.
let's go with some emails. I see the email machine going off right now, and our wonderful assistant Aaron to bring it out. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
So, Sam.
Ooh, this one is for you.
okay. All
They
right.
don't like you today. This is from Rusty down in Galloway, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
He was on vacation.
He was. He said it was great. So
Well,
Backwater.
I mean the movie. He wasn't on vacation. He was in the movie.
Oh, yeah. I am a model. Vavavoom is oil of Olay made by Frac Mining?
As far as I'm concerned, there is the fine folks at Oil of Olay actually have an oil reserve that is just beautifying oil. And what they need to do is they need to drill down into the earth, and then Oil of Olay just shoots out of the ground like in one of those old-timey movies. And so as far as I know, maybe now that frac mining is a more efficient way of getting some of these reserves, that maybe the Vavavoom was actually discovered due to frac mining. So
What do you
Wow.
mean
I say
maybe?
yes.
There's no debate.
I haven't read the Wikipedia entry on it
Oh.
recently,
Well,
so
now
I
you
don't
got
know
homework
for
for
sure.
next
Yes,
year.
All
can't wait for
all
that.
right, so-
But actually, what they do, I believe, is when they're making natural gas and oil, it's like, the leftover stuff is they just put it in everything. So like oil
Oh,
that you find
that's
in like
possible.
cosmetics and stuff like that, that's like,
I thought you were
The-
talking about me because I'm right now producing gas, and because it's so warm in here, there's a lot of oil on my face. So I thought you were just like,
I think they wring out your headband, and that's what.
that's how we make
Vavavoom
people
is.
younger.
oh
So
gosh.
as is actually Aaron's headband, I borrowed it. So she's gonna look very young when she gets done. She'll look like she's 12. So
Maybe 9.
coming up next, we've got our Soil Minute W.
Welcome to Off Constantly Soil Minute. I am D.W. Bauer, and today's topic is compost amendments in your soil. So, you may have a compacted soil, or compacted lawn, and you're wondering how you can get it to be a little bit looser. Maybe have a dry lawn, like it's really sandy soil, and you want it to hold water a little bit more so you don't have to water quite as much. Compost amendments help both situations. Basically, what you can do it 2 ways. You can just spread a thin layer of compost, like a 1/4 inch of well-decomposed compost. You spread it a 1/4 inch, rake it into the lawn, do this in the fall usually, and that'll get in there. If you want to do a better job, aerate the soil. That's rolling it with that thing that puts all the little clods up. And then you put a 1/2 inch of compost down, again, rake it into your lawn, and that compost will squeeze down in there. So the compost will help loosen up the compacted soils, and it will help retain water in your sandy soils. Either way, compost amendments are going to help you out, and that's your Soil Minute.
And we're back! Compost for lawns. You know what that reminds me of? Blowing your knees. What cartoon is coming out that has that on there? the alien lands at the 7-Eleven and there's one out front and he's talking to it.
Oh,
didn't see
yeah,
that.
actually.
Do you know how to get to the?
Even the cast is bored with this show.
I'm
so
sorry.
again, we apologize
He's a
for
sleepy boy
for the
today.
crap you're watching at home.
Been a long
so,
day.
you know,
It's Wednesday.
it is. It's well, unless you're watching this on a different day.
Yeah.
It's whatever day you're
It's-
making.
it's hump day
whatever
then.
you're
Hump day.
making of it.
It's a hump day then.
Maybe it feels like a Friday to you, and it's really a Thursday.
And it,
Yes.
or Saturday,
You know, maybe it's Monday and it feels like a Wednesday.
or you could be up late at night, bowl of Cheetos, your favorite
Oh, yeah.
beverage,
What if this?
and
Hot
the one you
Cheetos?
love, hot Cheetos, obviously,
And Takis.
and energy drinks. So all
Late
those
at night.
things, you know, that's just looping back to like the first episode, the pilot episode tier. Remember that? Those were the days we were young.
Those
Servo
are some
cannot be
great
broken.
subjects.
Yeah, great subjects, and we didn't used to put people to sleep like we do now. See, actually, now we're actually prescribed by doctors for people with sleep disorders.
Yeah.
So
There's this show
Oh, it
off
is
constantly.
you should watch
Wait.
it. But I will warn you, don't drive when you're watching it, because it'll put you to sleep. Do we have another email?
Mayhaps.
Email machine? Grrr, grrr, grrr. I hear it grinding back there.
Ooh.
Holy smokes, this is a big email.
Well, this is about St. Patrick's Day.
Blimey!
Blimey.
Kiss me, Blarney. They're always after me, Lucky Charms,
Never heard of that
which
one.
is a name I used to dance under.
Lucky Charm. Or Blimey.
Yes.
Blimey.
I do a lot of dancing. It depends what day of the week it is.
I think that would make a great show.
What?
You dancing.
Oh, no. Makes a terrible show. That will actually make people go to the doctor, so.
I would watch that show in my rearview mirror while I was driving down the street.
And see, more accidents would be caused, so.
So this is for all of us here, actually,
Okay.
here on Off Constantly.
Read it with an Irish accent.
Have you ever met a leprechaun?
Oh,
There
that
you
was,
go.
Pretty good.
buddy,
Yeah.
that was good.
Thanks.
You should have to talk like that for the rest of the show.
You're from the
Oh.
old country. And
Yeah,
try.
obviously. Are you Irish?
I'm watching Downton Abbey.
Oh, God, I'm so
No.
sick of that show.
Why?
Because
Why?
my wife discovered all 3 seasons were on demand. It's been nothing but and I got corrected. It's not Downtown Abbey like I was calling it.
Yeah, I was
It's
at first.
Downton.
You get into it once it's
I
called Downton.
honestly tried. It was like watching this show. The
No wonder I'm so into it.
Yeah.
You think Downton Abbey is the British version of
off constantly, right? So, have I ever met a leprechaun, or who was this too? Any of us? or-
All of us.
All of us. Okay.
All of us here at Off
I
Constantly.
have met a leprechaun, but he was tall, hairy, and wasn't Irish. So,
So yes.
but he scammed me for $20.
So he stole your call. You know what? I met a copy of the movie Leprechaun Back in the Hood, or Goes to the Hood. Is it?
Jennifer Aniston's
Back
first
to the Hood.
movie.
Really?
She had moved on by the time
she was-
the
this
Leprechaun
was
going
a
into
sequel
the.
then.
By the time he started going to the Hood and doing his antics
Little known
there.
fact for you people at home, which we discussed
Yeah,
today.
it's
We're
true.
An upcoming episode. We're gonna do an IMDb episode, and we're gonna just take 3 movies and fall down the what'd you call it?
IMDb rabbit hole.
IMDb rabbit hole. Okay. So any other email?
And you know
What?
in those Leprechaun movies, who
Yes.
played Leprechaun?
Mini-Me.
Warwick Davis.
That was Warwick Davis.
Who is that
He
again?
played Wicket the Ewok in Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
He played Willow Ufgood.
Willow?
Yes, there you go.
And
There
you
we
call
go.
yourself a nerd. Actually, you just proved it right there. So
We watched it the other day and we were like, it was on for a while in the background. We're like, we gotta get this
Yeah.
stuff off. It's getting- they had the baby and things were getting emotional.
It's
and-
been
Yeah.
so long since I've seen that. I wonder
have
if
it
I'd
on
love it
DVD.
as
You
much
wanna
as
have
I
a
did when I
Willow
was a
night?
kid.
yeah.
I want to have a Willow life. Let's cosplay Willow for
When
the
I
rest
was-
of our lives. I got nothing better
we
going
could
on
snap.
in my life.
We could snap. What's it called?
Snapchat.
Snapchat it.
Snapchat, yep.
Snapchat.
Let's
pictures of Willow.
Snapchat the bajonkers out of that
I don't know what that one
business.
means.
Bajonkers?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
I
thought you were
just made
saying
it up.
A lot.
no, don't go there. This is my naughty square, or what is it called?
Stop. Don't touch
1
me
minute.
there.
That means we
This
have
is
one
my
quick
part.
minute to continue to talk about Willow, which has nothing to do with the St. Patrick's Day subject.
It's
I
a
know.
leprechaun.
How the hell
true,
did this
but
happen? Okay.
Willow isn't a
St.
leprechaun.
Patty's Day.
He's a-
What are some St. Patty's Day traditions that you have at your
I
house?
have none because I'm not Irish.
We watched the Boondock Saints. That's as much.
Okay.
And, speaking of that, the director just died.
Wait, the guy who created that?
Yes.
Did you see that documentary about him?
I did not, but now I'm
It's
curious.
Very interesting.
What about the Boondock Saints or
He
the
saw-
guy?
no, the guy who wrote it, and he was like a bartender, and he wrote this movie, and he became like a complete egomaniacal
Oh,
J.E.R.
so he was a jerk?
Yeah, and then he
JDRK?
realized after the fact, because the movie was not as successful as it was supposed to be.
So, and then it was redemption because it was the best freaking Irish movie out there.
Well, there you go.
Indeed.
It made me want to get a.
And he died? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just died.
Uh-huh.
And it was the same thing Ron Jeremy had. Aneurysm.
He's dead?
No,
Ron Jeremy?
That's the difference. He drove himself to the hospital, and he's still alive. This guy was like the pinnacle of
Closing
fitness.
eyes because then.
I know,
Bob
we're out of
James
time. I'm
Burns-
just gonna-
Whatever.
I'm just gonna keep going with it.
No,
'cause
on St. Patty's Day though,
Yes.
we always put a little
Green beer?
Green beer. Green beer.
I have to go somewhere for green beer too.
Oh, we just make it. Just,
Oh, well, see,
Food
we have
coloring.
fun in our lives. so
yeah.
We don't
so-
sit in our little cave and say, I'm not going anywhere. Arr, the leprechauns might get me.
Party comes to me.
Okay.
You ever think about that?
No, I didn't. But that makes sense now. I do apologize for saying
Yeah.
bad things about you.
Snappy.
Obviously.
Snappy in that headband.
Simone. So, what, do we have another question or?
This one is for you.
Okay, I'll take it.
Which, have you ever met a saint named Patty?
No, but I met a Patty named Saint.
In the movie Better Off Dead.
Oh.
Remember the Patty? The dancing Patty? I only remember that
Yes.
because you put that on your Facebook
I
page.
love that.
What were you saying? What movie did you just see that you
I just
Better
saw
Off
the
Dead.
movie Cabin in the Woods.
Oh.
And it is a fantastic
I hated that movie.
You did?
I
thought it was
hated it.
brilliant. I loved it. I loved every second of it.
It wasn't that bad, actually.
Yeah, I
I
just.
liked it.
You know what it
thought it
reminded
was
me of?
really
Wisconsin.
clever.
And the
What?
Green Bay Packers, the armpit of the United States. Hey, Bart.
Speaking of green,
you know
right?
what's great? When your sound guy is such a big Packer football fan, and he's in the sound booth. And granted, he can control my mic, so right now it might look like this on screen.
Packers are
He
great.
could've turned- yeah, and he's gonna dub in, "I love the Packers. They're so great."
I am wearing green because of the Packers.
And not St. Patrick's Day. It's just because I'm a Packer fan.
It's true. Do Packers fans, do they
Do they celebrate? I
that
think
much
Packers
more? I
fans
was
celebrate
gonna
just
say,
about everything.
Yeah.
If it's
It
a
is
day of the
Wisconsin.
week, it's a
Especially when the
day
Vikings
for
are there.
brandy.
Yeah, they even celebrate when the Vikings. win.
Yeah. As long as
Really?
it's that blackberry brandy.
They're
right?
all
there you
closet
go.
Vikings fans.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Let's not even go there. Because you know
Vikings
it's not
fans
true.
are closet.
Yeah, if anything,
Have we killed St. Patty's Day, or do we have
There's-
another one more email? Okay.
one more. And this is for you.
Oh, for me.
How can you celebrate St. Patty's Day when you are clearly Norwegianly Mexican?
Well, that's an excellent question. It's very simple. You go to the bar, you order a green beer, and you celebrate. So that's St. Patty's Day. So moving on to our next and final subject. But before we do we have yet another email? Why did my voice get so high there?
It's St. Patty's Day.
Arr, Blarney.
It's the headband.
Kiss the Blarney Stone. And thank you again, everyone at home who's sending us these emails. Fantastic. I know it looks like they're handwritten. That's just because the printer is actually broken. So Aaron is Aaron and Abby are back there, our two great stagehands, feverishly writing
She
these
actually
emails down
interfaces-
off the computer screen.
She interfaces directly with the computer, and they plugs a cord into herself, and then starts
Most people
writing
have a
up with that.
Bluetooth that they talk into. She just plugs a Bluetooth
she's
into her
got one
head.
of those.
Like the,
In honor of
the
St.
robot.
Patrick's Day, we're going to call it a green tooth today.
A green tooth. Arr.
I like that.
And we'll stop
That's
at
what we'll have
the
when we
green
get the-
box
the-
and order a
the
movie.
green berries.
Can't wait.
And we'll go to green.
Milk.
No, I can't
Oh,
say it.
we
Green-
almost.
Green place where you process wheat.
Ooh, I love that place. Got great beer.
Okay. That's really a lot to think about. Are we okay? St. Patty's Day is dead. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Congratulations,
safe.
Patty.
Oh, wait, we already killed St. Patty's Day. We're on emails. And our subject is favorite filmmakers. So, any emails on favorite filmmakers?
We do.
Oh,
And this is
which is odd because we haven't even introduced the subject yet, but we have emails about it. So,
Yeah.
you guys are awesome. Amazing viewers. You guys are on it.
great host.
Thank you. T-shirts are on the way.
So, filmmakers.
Filmmakers.
Favorite.
Favorite.
As if you guys didn't talk about it enough already this episode.
It's like a filmmaker extravaganza.
Indeed.
Ron Howard directed Willow, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct.
Is that why the guy Willow's got red hair? I think, or should I say
Oh, she just made that connection. Or he's Irish.
Irish?
I would think.
With Warwick
Howard,
Davis.
I'm sure that's
I don't know.
Warwick Davis.
What are
and
the
he's
questions?
So bored already.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry again,
this is for
putting
the
you
two
guys
of
to sleep.
us.
Okay,
Can you tell me why
What was that?
that was my phone.
Jason thinks George Lucas is an adequate filmmaker?
Adequate. think?
So why do you think?
Adequate.
Well, I think.
Who's that from? They're
I-
dead.
Ooh.
I think somebody saw a movie when they were 6 years old and can't get that movie out of their head. And
Sven Sungard. We had a celebrity email. Sven?
so appropriately named. So I think
nothing wrong
maybe
with that.
somebody saw a movie when they were a young boy, and they got so enamored with it that they held somebody on a pedestal so high that they could do no wrong. And that boy was me when I saw Faces of Death.
Scariest movie I've ever seen.
Never
to this
seen it.
day.
I think it's because
I watched it with an army helmet on, actually, and pulled it over my eyes.
That's
Bruce
funny.
Stanowski's 14th birthday party.
Oh boy.
Which scares me because I have a 14-year-old daughter, and I'm thinking, I was her age when I saw that movie.
I don't think a 44-year-old should see that movie.
No one should see that movie.
I don't know how we were renting that business.
How did we get away with it?
No wonder video stores are out of business.
Yeah, they all got sued.
Redbox.
They should be.
Green box.
I wonder if on Redbox you can get Faces of Death.
It's a seance. It's a seance.
This-
Elvis!
This table is a Faces of Death.
The guy that made Boondock Saints.
Is it Elvis?
But what is your favorite non-Star Wars George Lucas movie?
There is any?
Red Tails? I don't know.
Is that really a I've never heard of that
I don't think
movie.
he directed it. We mean produced?
THX
Because he only
11.
made one other movie, and that was Howard the Duck. So
It was
Really?
what?
Didn't he made Corvette Summer?
he did not make that. Mark
Corvette
Hamill
Summer
was in
is
it.
an
Oh
actual-
no! American Graffiti. Sorry. Well, didn't he make it? That was his thing. He
That
made
was-
American Graffiti, and that was the first.
But I
have you
didn't-
seen
I have.
American Graffiti?
Great movie.
Isn't that what Happy Days was kind of based off of?
It was. And
Really?
where we got Han Solo.
Yeah.
So
I like Happy Days.
Happy
I know
Days
that
are-
one.
They're better than
Everything
Sad
else.
Days.
I've never seen American Graffiti,
You
but
never
I can
have?
honestly say it's his best work.
Well, since I'm American and I made this sign, you have now seen American Graffiti.
Oh,
See what I did there?
I thought you were Mexican.
that's better than the movie.
I was
bet.
born in the USA.
Oh.
I was born down in a dead man's town.
Born in the U.S.
The first kick I took, well, it was when I hit the ground. So,
That's cute.
favorite filmmakers, is that the only email we have?
Yeah.
They're
It is.
beyond adequate. George Lucas is not adequate. You know what's adequate? I'll tell you what's adequate. This show is mildly adequate.
Mildly.
You cannot put George Lucas and this show in the same sentence.
Realm.
Thank you.
Realm, even.
Realm. That was the way you said it. Realm. Other favorite filmmakers. Who's your favorite filmmaker?
I'm not that. I don't know. Disney?
Oh, I like
That's a
that.
good one.
That's a
Yeah, he's made some good stuff.
blanket comment. Now the Pixar
What, like
catalog
Jerry
is more-
Bruckheimer, maybe?
Okay. Don Simpson's gone.
Hmm?
Rest his soul.
Ron Howard is good, maybe?
Okay. You've named the 3 directors you can name. So,
Exactly.
okay. Jay, who do you got?
I don't know.
I'm going to go Kevin Smith besides George Lucas.
Kevin
Love
Bacon?
Kevin Smith.
Ooh.
Kevem Bacon hasn't directed a film yet.
He
No.
was
When he
in
does.
a movie I just saw called Super.
Was it Super?
Was there
It's a pretty good movie.
was there a movie that you got from somebody here for Christmas?
That
you
was
watched?
off constantly. You know what? To be honest with you, all that stuff we got for Christmas, I just found in a bag 2 days ago and said, "Oh, that's where that was,
Huh.
underneath
Been
my
missing
Santa
it.
suit."
At least you didn't find it in a sack. Kevin Smith.
I mean,
I was hoping that elicited some ideas.
Kevin
David
Smith.
Fincher does a good job.
David Lynch,
David Lynch does a good job.
Martin Scorsese.
Mike,
Right.
David Hasselhoff.
Nolan, Christopher.
Don't
Nolan
hassle
does
the
a good
hawk.
job.
Don't hassle him.
Um,
So on that note, we're just stretching here.
the director
stretch.
of the show is one of my favorites.
W is definitely one. Josh Bruning, who directed this film, a little independent film called Gehenna, that absolutely no one on earth saw, but it was phenomenal.
I saw
Oh wait,
it.
one of the camera. Oh, and two of our cameramen. That's like literally
man.
the entire population of. And if you happen to be flipping through channels on C14 one evening where it played one time because the language in it was a little much. And maybe they received a complaint or two. We aren't sure. We just know that it was scheduled to play twice and only played once because
It was that
it was
bad.
that bad.
Limited
so,
engagement.
bad.
Limited
No,
engagement.
I think it's
Yep.
a special edition.
So-
Somebody's got that locked in their memory.
How could you not? It's like I saw. Do you guys ever watch Web Soup?
I watched Webster.
I eat soup
Okay.
while on the web.
By accident, I saw this episode of Web Soup, and they said it was called. The segment was called "Things You Can't Unsee," and it was two
you
guys.
had-
It reminded me
Wait
of
a second. Web Soup hasn't been on for like 2 years,
No,
has
it
it?
hasn't. Yeah.
Wait, is
This
Web
is a brand
Soup
new episode.
Is that the one that Chris Hardwick hosts?
I think. I don't know who hosts
You mean
it.
the soup?
Not the
There's a-
soup.
There's a show called The Soup.
Can I just please say what I'm going to say? Otherwise, I'm going to forget. what I'm
I
gonna
think we're done with the
Okay.
show now.
We are done. So those of you at
Shows
home that
were
have
on
turned
2
off,
years ago.
just ignore this. But for those of you that haven't and are not missing this good stuff, what
Wait,
it was,
what are you talking about?
I don't know. Web Soup. Okay, two friends. Remember when we tasered you that one night? That's what
Yes.
this reminds me of.
Yes, I do.
Two friends are sitting in the kitchen. One has a giant,
chaos.
what you don't know yet is a boil on the back of his neck. And they take an X-Acto knife. And all you do is you see a guy with an X-Acto knife poking it into the back of this guy's neck. And you're like, what is he doing? And then he takes his thumbs and goes like this. And I swear to you, it looked like spray cheese coming out of his
Yep,
neck.
like
It
a
was-
worm.
It was, and now those of you at home cannot unsee that.
I have
either.
seen
So,
something similar to that.
It
And
was horrible.
I shudder at the thought.
I was gone, done. Okay, so on that note, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody at home. Thanks for joining us, and we are sorry you joined us too. Any closing comments?
Going green, stay green.
Frac mining is not for losers.
Don't frack for green.
No. Thanks.
As a
Good
matter
night,
of
everybody.
frac.
As a matter of fact.
Bum 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 ba bum ba. Off constantly.